we have another fun one to show you today. This is the journal fidget number 3. I think some people call this the never-ending pyramid something or other. I don't remember what they call it. But I am going to call it the journal fidget number 3. So we can make these and decorate them however we want. They're super fun and kind of addicting to play with and just kind of spin it around and see all the different designs that you can come up with on them. But anyways, so I'm going to show you how to make these, and they are super fun. Also, the print of the paper that's on here is my designs. So if you are interested in this at all, you can find those on Amazon. Just type in the paper Sprite, and there are several different collections on there in book form. Anyways, let's get started. What you will need a pair of scissors, a corner rounder if you'd like, glue, ink to muck up your edges, a bone folder if you need it, a pencil, a ruler, your scoreboard. If you do not have a scoreboard, that is okay. We can use a ruler. And you will need something to score your thing. You will need a 6x6 piece of cardstock, and you will need several sheets of whatever you are going to decorate the front and the back with. This is just regular paper. It is not heavy paper at all, but it is decorative. Anyways, so let's get started. To get started, you are going to take your scoreboard and you are going to score it at 1.5. Oops. Go down at 1.5. Flip it. Go down at 1.5. And you're going to do this to all 4 sides. After you have all your score lines in there, you are going to fold each of these lines. You want to fold these really, really well. Get in there with your bone folder. Fold them that way, then this way. Do this a couple times to make them very, very pliable. And you are going to do that along each and every one of these creases. After you have folded all your creases, we are going to take the top right corner and we're going to go down, but we are not going to crease this yet. You want to meet it right here at the corner. And what we're going to do is we're going to press our finger right here in the middle. I'm going to spin this so you can see what I'm doing. And you're going to take your bone folder right to this first crease, and that is where you're going to fold it, from that crease to the other crease. You do not want to fold this all the way across, just this middle section from crease to crease. And you get in there with your bone folder. You can certainly turn it the opposite direction to really get those creases in there and get those folds working really, really good for you if you'd like. You just turn it around and do that again on the other side. You can do that several times. So after you have done that, you're going to take the top left corner and make sure your crease is going this way. You're going to take the top left corner and go down, meet that corner, and you're going to do the exact same thing on this side. Put your finger right here in the middle, and then only crease it to this crease line right here that you have, and then to this one. And you can turn it around and get that crease line really, really good on the other side, and then do it again. Now, after you've done that, you are going to fold it like this, and we are going to take our scissors, and we're going to cut along this line right here, straight to that corner edge, like that. And then we're going to open this, and we're going to go the opposite direction. Oops. Like that. And then we're going to cut it along this crease line to that corner. Just like that. And now you have your thing. So now we will decorate it. And in order to decorate it, each one of these little, we're going to call them little houses because they're shaped like little houses, these little sections right here. So each one of these little houses is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 inches of tall. So you're going to cut your paper that you're going to use for this side. If you're using all the same, that's fine, but you can mix and match because we're going to do both sides. So for this side, you're going to cut 4 pieces that are 2 3/4 inches by 2 3/4 of an inch. After you get those cut out for this side, I'm going to show you a very easy way of cutting them down even more. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this piece and you're going to put it right here on this first one that it is going to be on. And we're going to hold it right there like that. As we flip this over, keep it in place. We're going to take these 2 sides up so we expose where that white is. And then we can draw a line from this side to this side. And that shows us where our point to our house is. And now we can take our ruler and we can go down about 1/4 of an inch on this side, draw a line, and then do the same thing on the other side, about 1/4 of an inch. If you want it perfect, you can make it perfect and go down. And that 1/4 of an inch is where you are going to cut it, but we're going to put it with all of our other pieces so we can cut them all at the same time. So the bottom line is where you want to cut it at, and then you're going to do the other side. And now right here at this top corner, you're going to go from corner to corner. So now you have all 4 of your triangles and all 4 of your rectangles for those sections. And now if you'd like, so what I did on mine is I took all my 4 bottom rectangle pieces and I rounded the corners just barely on the bottom pieces, on the bottoms. So when it lines up at the edge of the page, just those are rounded. I don't know why I like that, but I do. But this is where you will muck up the edges if you want to muck up the edges to your paper. I am not going to muck up the edges on all of them, but you do know before we glue, we muck up the edges and round corners if you want them rounded and mucked up. So now you just want to take one of your triangles and make sure that it does fit on that triangle. So you're just going to set it there like that and make sure that it does fit. If it doesn't, you can cut it down and trim it where you need to trim it. So now we're going to glue our pieces on this side. And you are just going to put this little triangle down here at this bottom square, or rectangle. And then you're going to take your little triangle, and if your prints are prints that match up, you want to match those up, or make sure you use the right triangle. Right now, I'm not worried about that. I'm just showing you how to do this. And then you just put your little triangle on there. If it comes over and hangs over a little bit, you just trim it right off. See a little white is hanging over a little? So you can just trim that right off. You can make these a little smaller if you want to make them. This is yours. You can decorate it however you'd like. And you're going to go around and you're going to do that to all of your sections and glue them on there. Get all your little house sections on. And then for your corners, you are going to cut 4 for one side, 4 for the other side. And they're going to be 1 3/4 of an inch by 1 3/4 of an inch, I believe. Let's measure that to make sure. Just slightly less than 1 3/4 of an inch. I don't know if you can see that. Anyways, do your measurements and get it in there. Cut your little squares down, and then you can glue those squares in too. So with my little square pieces, I also rounded the corners, but I only did it on 3 of the corners. And I'll show you why I did that. I kind of liked the way that it looked. So that way, the one that is not rounded sits on the inside like this, and the others are rounded. But anyways, so this is about 1 3/4 of an inch, just slightly less of that, by 1 3/4 of an inch. And then you just put your little square corner there, and then you would turn it, and you would do the same thing to the other side to decorate the other side. And when you are done, you will have this cute little, like, fidget thing. And you can just play around with it to figure out how it works. I think it's called the Infinity Pyramid something. But anyways, I like to call it Fidget Spinner number 3. And you can decorate this however you want and do whatever you want with it. You can tuck it into your journal, put it away, you know, whatever you want to do with it. I think it's super cute. But anyways, you can tie it up, make it something that pops out for somebody, surprises them with, what is this? Anyways, have fun with it and happy cutting.